Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Solid Zane, and we are picking up my Let's Play right where we left off. Total GMP balance currently 568,200. Not bad for the first mission. That was very much because of the rough diamonds we found. Did good, completed the mission, and got away without having to run from the skulls, really. Under normal circumstances, I will be skipping credits. I see no point in watching them. We know who created the game.
We're headed for the Seychelles. That's where our new home is now. Hey. That was some operation we had, huh? 9 years ago. Carving out our own world. Making our own future. And they took it away. I'm gonna rebuild it. Make a new place. Together. That we can call home. Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking around out of Cypher's sight. Digging up whatever kind of dirty money we could find. You name it. We did it. You see this? Diamond Dogs. Our new home. A phantom of our former selves. Triumph. Death. We weren't allowed either. Yeah. I remember it all. Snake. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations. Even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power. They came after you in Cyprus. In Afghanistan. Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything in its path. Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Approaching Mother Base.
Our new Mother Base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
God. What should I do?
Boss?
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
Observation. Mother Base in its current form has 2 helicopter landing pads. How do they have 3 helicopters?
Things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
God.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz. This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
Welcome to Mother Base.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. It concerns the running of Mother Base. Come meet with me. You came. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves to be. Like any organization, we need good people. And we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. You start bringing people in, use this. It's a Fulton recovery device. When you're in the
Very,
field,
very
use it to
handy.
extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. We'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want. First, put them to sleep. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you?
It's an honor ball.
Out like a light. Now approach him and extract him. Good. Extraction complete. You can only Fulton recover someone if they're not resisting it. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your iDroid. Select staff. So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that will support you on missions. Take a look at the development list.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
That's the R&D team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Didn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment. You can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next?
I'm ready,
Show them
boss.
how it's done, boss. Try throwing them. It's the best way to knock someone out. Good. Extraction complete. One thing I should mention. A Fulton extraction won't always be successful. If the person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, well, it could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right, extract the next staff member.
Let's do this, boss.
Extract him. Use any method you like. Start by knocking him out. Or you can put him... If there are multiple adversaries nearby,
Pull any
perform
punches.
CQC on them in quick succession. This allows you to take them all out and strike back. Boss, now that we have more people on the R&D, its level has gone up. They should be able to develop the cardboard box now. Open your iDroid.
Select weapons items under the
Now select cardboard box and start development. Just be aware that
development has finished. You can have the support unit supply you with weapons and items you've developed. Think of it as your own personal delivery service.
And there it is. Not sure what it's good for, but Miller said you'd know what to do. Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission. Open your iDroid and select a landing zone to tell it where to pick you up. Or if you're still in the mood for knocking guys on their asses, you can stay around here a while. Give the men some practice. Just come pay me a visit. That won't work on. I've had drugs. This is great. Boss, let's practice your CQC. Begin by grabbing it. Once you grab someone, one, you're free to do as you like. Interrogate him, knock him out, kill him. Scratch that last one for now. Go ahead and knock him out. Go ahead and knock him out. What's the matter, boss? Give it another try.
Thanks for that, boss.
Give it another try. Doesn't like you, Snake. Tried one more time.
Thanks for that, boss.
Go ahead and knock him
Let's
out.
do this, boss. Thank you.
Good. Go on and extract him. Now for fist fighting. Strike an adversary repeatedly to knock him out. He'll stay unconscious for longer than if you throw him.
Boss.
Extract the staff member. What's the matter? Try it again.
Boss. Thank you, boss.
Snake. Tried one more time. Starting to feel like yourself again? The rest will fall into place with some time in the field. Go ahead and call the chopper from your eye.
Thank you, boss.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly on LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Okay. A lot of stuff to develop. No score, but we wasted a lot of GMP. Well, not a lot compared to what we got, but, you know, too much really. Cassette tapes. Okay. While in the ACC, I will listen to some cassette tapes.
Boss, I know you haven't been back long, but I prepared a list of missions for you. Open your iDroid. I've taken the job offers Diamond Dogs has received and made a list of those I want you to consider. Which ones you accept is your call. The objectives of the missions I've added are prisoner rescue, facility sabotage, and high-value target elimination. Probably all a walk in the park for you, but they should help you get back on your feet. I put the mission details on a cassette tape. Refer to it if you decide to accept the mission. We'll receive GMP for completing missions, and extracting soldiers and prisoners will boost our ranks. Building up Mother Base is the first step to achieving our goal. If that means wet work, so be it. We're gonna have to get our hands dirty. I hope you're rested up, because we're not stopping. Not until the pain is gone. The future of Diamond Dogs is in your hands. We're counting on you, boss.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these unlistened to tapes that are pretty much unimportant. Just the music of the background music, you know. And let's go ahead and start listening to a few of these.
You were hospitalized in Dikelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dikelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dikelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dikelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames, and then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships.
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There, we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
Continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nation's boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics?
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs. Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base. That would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good.
You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big F-U. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh?
Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, and not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. This is the last chance you'll get.
There we go. I think I'm happy with this emblem. Base color. Plain colors. That's it. Not much. I'm partial to green if you couldn't tell. But let's go a little more neutral. Let's go with gray. Might look a little plain, but that's not really what matters.
Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about?
You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carry them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves, and by the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half Gulag, half Hero Sword. Is a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
Okay, time to continue our actual play session. I think we're good. I haven't really developed much. One thing I'm going to do is limit some of the equipment I have. For example, the night vision goggles I don't plan on using. So why waste the GMP? Let's go ahead and switch this up real quick. I like the C4 up top. Smoke grenade down there for now. Secondary weapons, I don't really have much. I've got the Adamska special coming up soon. But, no point in doing that. Primary weapons, I did develop a new rifle. I have the same amount of ammo, less in the clip though. Does a little more damage, farther range, better grouping, but less auto aim correction and no silencer. So let's not change that just yet. Otherwise, I'm all set. So, oh no, I'm not. Let's go ahead and change the uniform. Go with the Desert Fox. I don't like the scarf, so I don't ever put it on. No head option yet. And only snake available. Alright, here we go. Let's deploy ASAP. I will generally choose ASAP. I want to vary the way the missions are played. You know, if you play too much at night, enemies start wearing night vision. You play too much, you know, non-lethal, headshots only, they'll start wearing helmets. Eventually riot gear. So, I'm going to try and vary my playstyles. Lethal, non-lethal. Depending on the circumstance. This mission should be pretty familiar.
Your target is a Spetsnaz detachment commander. Your orders are to take him out. With skills like his, it'd be a shame to waste him. But I'll leave the method up to you. Boss, make your way to Deshago Calais and eliminate the target.
For those interested, I do live stream my PlayStations via Twitch. Feel free to watch, tune in anytime. I believe it's twitch.tv/SolidZane.
Be careful down there, boss.
And a new item developed.
We can use compounds from plants to make medicine or poison for use in new weapons and equipment. Take a look at the plants list on your iDroid to see which ones we need. Then go find them if you get the chance. It'll keep the staff happy, too.
I don't quite understand how scavenging plants keeps the staff happy. But it is what it is. Whoa! I have never seen D-Dog this early. Usually I see him on C2W.
That wild dog pup. He's a tough little guy. Boss,
Look at
this is
that.
no time to be playing with animals. What are you gonna do, boss?
Shut up, Miller. He's coming back with us. Bye, D-Dog. Alright. That just
Roger that.
means
We'll pick him up.
we get another buddy sooner rather than later. While we're out here, let's go ahead and play some music, or maybe a tape. I don't know. Let's do the Man on Fire.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
If we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Now, I don't quite understand this. The Fulton can carry a guy, but not this mortar. I'm pretty sure a human being weighs more than this tube.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Yep, the tangerine.
Those materials have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring them back to base.
Okay. Got all that stuff. Let's go ahead and remove this marker. And get back up to D-Horse.
The wormwood, also known as absinthium, that's used to make your phantom cigars.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take the road. But we will avoid... Oh, I only get 3 markers. Avoid hitting the main compound for now. My whole goal is, you know, hit the 2 little outposts in order to bottleneck any reinforcements if I should get caught. I don't plan on getting caught. Whoa! Although I almost did.
Say, boss, you see many animals in the field. Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us.
Hands up.
On the ground.
He speaks Russian. What we need is an interpreter. The main principle of intelligence work is intel gathering. But that's a problem if you don't speak the enemy's language. We need a staff member with the interpreter skill to do a simultaneous interpretation. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, looks like only 2 guys up here. Still not good enough for a headshot. Wow, he didn't hear that? Okay, right before I threw the second magazine, I heard someone say something. Like they saw this guy fall asleep. Yet, I don't see anybody. Hey, what you come over here for? Already ruined my my reflex, so no point in not just taking him out. Interesting note, you can actually destroy these boxes.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Kind of unrealistic, but hey. Man, looks like nothing else over here. time to
You gonna extract him?
grab this golden crescent.
Golden Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeep there may come in handy. Okay. Let's go get another vantage point. Go around that guy.
You've arrived at the objective. Your target should be somewhere in that outpost. And don't forget, he has a Spetsnaz recon detail with him. Keep your guard up.
Okay. Where is the anti-air radar? Behind that tree? Yeah, I think it is.
Anti-air radar. Neutralize that, and our choppers can breathe a little easier. He's coming too. Roger that.
Let's take a look real quick. I've got 3 Fultons left. Let's call in a resupply drop. I'll call it in right inside this little round thing. Headshot. Darn. I thought he was a little closer. I thought I'd be able to get him too. Three of them. 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 8 more guys.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful. assets will raise our GMP. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Boss, I gotta say it would be a waste to kill him. But putting him to sleep doesn't count as eliminating him. Neither does knocking him out. Coming too. Roger that. Destroy that. Target secured. I'll tell the client we sent the target to a place outside of heaven. Boss, your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land. Don't hang around.
So if sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage. The enemy's given up their search for you, but they're not giving the all-clear just yet. Stay alert.
incoming too. Roger that.
Только что слышу странный шум. Жду проверить. Прием! Это КП, понял. Будь осторожен. Конец связи.
Now, I could have sworn it said something about blueprints. So I'm missing 3 things. A little lost.
Farming villages in southern Vahan have been subjected to a strategic bombing campaign the past several weeks. The damage is spreading. It's part of the Soviet Scorched Earth operation aimed at wiping out the guerrillas.
The target this time is the commander of a Spetsnaz detachment. He's been key to the operation's success.
People say this guy's responsible for annihilating the Mujahideen at Tismasi Laman, the Hamid fighters,
Oh,
overnight.
I think I know where it is.
He's a tough, experienced commander.
You gotta extract him.
The order from my client in the west is to shoot on sight. They want him out of the picture for good. Sorry, boss. This one's purely business. Wet work. A hit on a commanding officer of the Soviet military. Nothing personal. We're only doing this because it gets us one step closer to our goal.
Конец связи.
Darn. No penetration. There we go.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Weird. Where did they hide that blueprint?
distract him.
Okay, well. Apparently I don't know where the blueprint is. Thought I did. Unless I just somehow missed it. Oh, it's not this one. I didn't get these? Okay, well, still no blueprint. Oh, sorry, D-Horse. That was stupid. Bullet, okay. Well, it's nowhere around here. There's a tape. That should be useful. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get out of here. The next mission takes place this way, I believe. So...
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Hoorah! I don't think that'll be an S rank.
Mission complete. Great work.
B rank. Bond level 1. D-Horse went up. And give me 1 second, folks. My headphones are beeping, telling me that I'm about to run out of battery. Gotta keep these charged up a little more. Where on earth is my charger? I don't need it dying on me. Where is it? Why? That's no, that's not it. What on earth? I think somebody came into my bedroom and stole my headphone charger. Because I've got my 2 controller chargers. Here's one. Unfortunately, my headphones aren't micro HDMI like the controllers. It's a mini HDMI, the slightly larger version. Or not HDMI. Look at me trying to sound all smart. Micro USB. It's mini USB. Okay, headphones are plugged in. How did I do here? I did total playtime on this mission 35 minutes 24 seconds. No combat alerts, no hits taken, 9 tactical takedowns, all of them probably headshots. Yeah, headshots 9. Let's see. Accuracy 82.76, 24 out of 29 shots hit, 25 neutralizations, 21 markings. I extracted the commander. Did get a reflex mode, so no perfect stealth. But no kills either. Only spent 10,700 GMP. We're now up to 672,800. Heroism's going up still. New cassette tape. Support helicopter armament can now be developed.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your iDroid to start development as needed.
Support chopper can now be customized. Got an elite soldier. Okay, yeah, that's the commander we extracted. The mission target. Yeah, a few C's. Oh, okay, 1 C. I guess the rest were... Okay. Oh, I got a volunteer. Alright, in total, what, 19,
A
20...
long time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Long time in the field. 1 mission, 34 minutes. Something like that. I think Miller's a little panicky. Or maybe he knows something we don't.
Edie, come back!
Mitch.
Here's the dog you brought back. Bit of a troublemaker. Not sure about the breed, though.
He'll get bigger?
Uh-huh. Like this. You know, I can look after him. He's still a pup, so he doesn't listen. I have a feeling someday he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. With a little polish, I'd say we got a true diamond dog on our hands.
DD, right? Hostler raising hounds. Fine.
Come on, Dee Dee.
The Phantom Cigar.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect. That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse. The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then. You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker. They were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike. Coleman's big idea?
Humans aren't capable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of. If that AI, I mean, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch. Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was. All thanks to you. And her. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end, the time's define the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand. I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, a.k.a. Sigint. Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation. And the fourth, you. From China,
Roger.
And me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish. One. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les Enfants Terribles, Zero called it. You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact. Although, truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to
I didn't catch that. He already created Foxhound. Oh,
Zero
that's what's
created
shining.
Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all.
By connecting your iDroid to the onboard computer, you turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC. Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
I gotta love it.
Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power, continue to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops Unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a couple side ops. Actually, let's do a side up and then the next mission, and then we will end this. Actually, shoot, let's go back. We'll do one side up and C2W, since I believe it happens on the way there. Yeah. Set mission, drop in right there. Give D-Horse a new battle dress. Pretty basic. Let's see, I think I'm good. There's really nothing new. I developed a single weapon, but I mean, it's not gonna do me much good here. So yeah, let's go ahead and commence mission ASAP. So when you see my results screen is when this Let's Play shall end. Only for the next one to begin.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility. There's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
He's traveling alone?
Ого, это действительно полезно. Любые мелочи могут помочь в этой холодной войне, да?
Точно. Эти слова могут спасти твою жизнь.
Ха-ха, может быть. Следующий раз.
Конечно. Увидимся.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Я не хочу умирать!
And just like that.
Boss, that language specialist you extracted has been very cooperative. Says he's always dreamed of living a free life, like folks in the West. What are the odds, huh? I've gone ahead and placed him in the support unit. His job is Russian interpretation. Now you'll know what Soviet soldiers are saying. You can even interrogate them. Should give you an edge in the mission.
Let's see. There's a way to get up there.
Whoa, whoa!
Just gotta find it. Hey, here we go. No, that's not it. Where the heck is the crack? Oh, here it is. Okay, what's with the music?
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
Oh, hello.
something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals. That's tarragon, a type of medicinal plant. It contains trace amounts of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in pentazimine.
Oh, what was that? I thought I saw something, okay.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility. That antenna is one of the targets. There should be more. Keep looking. That's another one of the targets. Do you see any more?
Right there.
That looks like the target. We know where all the antennas are now. Take out all three of them. How you do it is your call.
Okay. Think it's time to move in. That's a diamond. Hey, we actually have a live stream viewer. Welcome. Guns of the Helghast is now hosting me. Well, this is new.
Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
That's interesting.
Where are your friends? Spit it out.
No disguise.
radio transmitter is used to relay messages between outposts. Take it out and the mission's complete. We have the locations of all the targets. Destroy either the radio transmitter or all the antennas to shut down communications between the enemy outposts. It's all up to you, boss. Roger that.
У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам.
Can get him.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful. He's coming too. Roger that.
Конец связи. Всем боевым группам, это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на пробу. Проверить испытание.
Extract him. Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you. Explosives should take care of them well enough. How you do it is up to you.
I think I missed something over here. Nope, I got it. Okay. Let's go resupply.
Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone. He's coming too. Roger that.
Oh, that's everyone. Okay.
enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. All right, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh?
Alright, not bad. The GMP keeps growing. I guess I spent a little bit too much on development before the mission. Alright, folks. Well, that's it. See you next time.
Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities. To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid.